There's a rumor going around that Trevor Holt has the biggest you-know-what.
Skip, YouTube, stop showing me this ad. I don't want to download Hooked. Anyway, now I can watch my video. What did they mean his you-know-what? I don't know what, and frankly, I don't appreciate the assumption that I would. Whatever. I'm not gonna let this ruin my day off. I'm having a great time, so I'm just gonna enjoy my video. I'm not gonna think about the weird app and their cryptic language. I don't need to figure it out. Oh, they were talking about his dick. Oh, okay. I get it now. Now, Hooked is very good at advertising. I've downloaded the Hooked app multiple times, and I always delete it because it's never what I was expecting. I have seen so many ads for Hooked and so many different types of ads. They're really trying everything. It started with the stories. I've seen them kind of do like FaceTime versions of that, but they're acted really poorly.
Are you sure it was him? Yeah.
But this one's the first I've seen that has this level of production to it. It almost doesn't feel like the same app at all. It feels like I'm seeing an ad for like a new Netflix show, but one that's also porn. Like this is very much the beginning of a porn. And because of that, I think it pretty much goes without saying that I did download the app again because I had to see what the app is all about. So the first thing that happens when you download the Hooked app is they ask you if you want a scary story or a romantic story. Because those are the only two types of stories. So obviously I picked romantic because I'm invested in what's going on with Trevor. And if you do that, here is what happens. They immediately start playing the story they know that you came here for, which is great. But it cuts off right as it's panning down. They cut you off and say, no. If you want to see that, you gotta sign up. Well, that's fine. I'll just sign up to a membership. And look, I'm getting 7 days free. And then after that, it's only $4.99 a week. Are you kidding? That's like $250 for the year. Don't worry though, there is a more cost-effective way to sign up for a year of the Hooked app. If you do a whole year all at once, it's only $40. Which sure, in comparison to $250, yeah, I guess that's better. A monthly subscription is $15. So you're telling me I could either spend $15 a month on Netflix and watch every show and every movie, or I could spend the same price on this, the Hooked app. But of course I'm invested. I've seen this ad cut off so many times. I've seen this shot just a few seconds ago, so I have to see what comes right after it. So I'm gonna sign up for the 7 days free so I can at least watch this story and figure it out. And I'm definitely not going to forget that I signed up for a free trial and I'm going to cancel before they charge me because I've never done that before where I've signed up for a free trial and then forgot and then paid for HBO Now for 4 months. I've never done that before. Anyway, let's watch the rest of the story now.
In school. And here he is, standing outside my dorm room, naked.
Wait, it's the same as the ad that I've already seen? That's what I signed up for? Oh wait, no, okay. Looks like it's about a 15-minute movie. That's good, I'm sure this will be entertaining.
What are you doing?
Okay, let me sum up this movie for you. Trevor comes in, he's butt-ass naked. He asks Martha, the main character, to lie to this other girl and say that he's not here, even though he is. Apparently he's hiding from this girl because
She jumped me in the shower.
But anyway, Martha hides him. And he's like, thanks for hiding me under your bed. Now I owe you a favor. And she knows exactly what to do.
What can I do you for, Martha?
Drew Longhorn.
Drew Longhorn.
Yeah, Drew Longhorn.
That's the name of her crush. And also the name of my alter ego, who is a cowboy.
I want to kiss Drew Longhorn.
Don't we all? But anyway, he's like, okay, well, I owe you one, so I'll help you get on a date with Drew Longhorn. And here's how we're gonna do it. We're gonna show up to a party, and I'm gonna pretend to be your boyfriend, and then he's gonna be jealous, and then he'll want to be your boyfriend. Wait, I just watched a Netflix movie with this same exact plot.
I don't know the first thing about apps. Unless it's the blooming onion at Outback Steakhouse.
Speaking of movie cliches, on the way to the party, he's giving her all these pointers about how to get a guy to pay attention to you. You know, things like smile at him, make eye contact. And this is all such a foreign idea to her. Wait a minute. you're telling me all this time I was supposed to be looking at guys and giving them a little smile? Because what I was doing was turning my back to him and farting on his face. But this does seem like a better plan.
Sure.
Now, you're not going to believe what happens next. I know this is going to sound crazy, but it turns out that Drew Longhorn, the guy she thinks she likes, is actually a douchebag. So she's very distraught, and as a result, this happens. Wow, I'm surprised I didn't need to get a stunt double for that fall. That was intense. I'm sorry to spoil the ending for you, but what happens next is that she ends up with Trevor.
The guy with the biggest, you know what.
Isn't that crazy, guys, that they end up together? I didn't think that they would.
And me. The virgin.
It's a cute little movie, I guess. I'm not sure if it warrants its own IMDb page, but that certainly didn't stop them. The thing is, like, obviously I'm not the target audience for this movie. I could see someone enjoying this. There's a decent production value. If they made a whole bunch of these and put them on an app, I could totally see the value in charging a monthly fee, sure. But this isn't what the app is. There's one video on the whole app, and we just watched it. So even if you loved the short film and wanted to see more, you couldn't. That's it. You've already watched the entire app. You gotta read the rest. Which, again, there is absolutely value in having unlimited access to what looks like a few hundred short stories, if the stories are good. So let's read a few of them. Literally the first story that I ever read on Hooked is insane. It's called Panty Raid, and it's these two guy friends texting each other back and forth. One of them is in a girl's closet. Okay, I'm situated in the back of her closet. You sure she won't find you? Not a chance. Got the cam? Yep, already recording. When is she coming? Should be soon. She usually gets home by this time. You really stalked her, huh? For the money, man, for the money. Wait, I just noticed their names are Jim and Roy. Is the girl's name Pam, by any chance? Oh, here she comes. Get some good footage. Try my best. She's the hottest girl in the whole school. That has to be the lamest thing you've ever said. What, how? What, how? Just shut up. Yeah, shut up, she's here. She might hear your texting. Damn, she is hot. Getting a good angle? Can't wait to see it. Haven't even gotten to the good part yet. What's she doing? Texting to someone? She's just texting to someone. Boring! Wait, she head into the bathroom. Yes! Get the shot! Shit, she closed the bathroom door. You have to find a way to see her. Hold on. Hopefully she doesn't lock it. Come on, man. Okay, I hear the shower. Hurry! Relax, Jim. Good lord. Turn in the handle. Cracked it a little bit. I think all is good. Okay, hold on. He's texting Jim with one hand. He's making sure to text constant updates. Then he's holding the camera with the other hand, and then I guess with his third hand, that's how he opened the door. Well, what does she look like? Hard to see. I have to wait till she comes out of the shower. Damn! You horny son of a... Ew. What? Okay, and then this is where it somehow gets even weirder. There's weird white flakes all over the bathroom floor, almost like dead skin. I don't care about that. I want to see that sexy bod. I have the camera rolling in my third hand, but the shower screen is all fogged up. You can't see anything? Just an outline, really. Quite the tease. Can you tell how effing gorgeous she is? Okay, seriously, who is this Jim guy? What is this situation? Yeah, but what? This weird dead skin. It's not dead skin! She's flawless! Shower stopped. Wait, she's gonna get out soon. Oh, this is where it gets good! You lucky bastard! Got the camera ready, and... Oh shit. Well? Is she amazing? No. What? What's happening? What do you mean, no? Looks like she's got some sort of disease. Huh? Round sores all over her body, with dead skin peeling from them. You have to be kidding. Actually, her body's repulsive. I can't even tell if she's a girl. Weird thing is, she doesn't have... Wet! She doesn't have wet! Well, nipples. Or a belly button. What? You have to be kidding! Ew. What now? She's peeling her skin. Oh, I want to vomit. You have the camera, right? You're getting this. Jim is still as horny now as he was earlier. Unfortunately, I gotta see this to believe. Not sure you want to. How is she doing that? Doing what? Peeling back her skin like it's nothing. Shit. She's taking off her skin. No blood is coming out. It's like she's taking off her skin and the brown sores are now her body. What the fuck? I have to get out of here. Wait. OMG. What? I have to leave. What's happening? Ow! Just stubbed my toe. Shit, did she hear me? So did he say ow and text ow? Oh no, Roy. It heard me. It? Shit. Roy, what's going on? Call someone. She's not who we thought. It's after me. Who's after you? Roy? Hello? Roy! And that's Panty Raid. LOL, I want to see the video he took. I mean, I'm glad it wasn't a happy ending for Roy, because he was kind of being a perv. I wish Jim had the same outcome, though. I feel like he gets away scot-free. So that's kind of a bummer. The next one I read is called Poison, and this one has some crazy plot twists. So in this one, Eve is texting her friend Bree, concerned, thinking that her boyfriend is poisoning her because she has all these symptoms, and it only happens whenever she sleeps over at his house and he cooks her dinner. Which, okay, let's just say he is poisoning her, right? He's using poison. He's putting poison in her food. Wouldn't she be dead by now? What kind of shitty ass poison did this guy buy that it's just giving her a headache? That's really shitty poison. What, did he buy it from like a garage sale? Now this is where it's also revealed that Eve is an aspiring author. She's been writing a lot of books throughout the years, but none of them have been able to get published. She's still like trying to figure it out, but she's working on a book now that Dan is not too fond of. So her friend Bree is like, all right, you should go to the doctor, and if they find any poison in your system, then we'll use that as evidence against Dan. 4 hours later. Oh my God, Bree, what? My blood test came back. After 4 hours? She's got a good doctor. My blood test came back, and they're positive for cyanide. Wait, he's been putting cyanide in her food? Cyanide? And she's just like getting headaches? I had to double check this because I was pretty sure she would have died instantly. And yeah, if you have cyanide in your system, you'll die in like 2 minutes. And she's just feeling woozy. But okay. So we'll just accept that she has cyanide in her system. That's what we're gonna go with here. Oh my God, I'm so sorry I doubted you, Eve. What are you gonna do now? Are you gonna call the cops? Not yet. This just proves that someone was trying to poison me, not that Dan tried to poison me. Jesus Christ, Eve. He could argue I was doing this to myself. I need airtight evidence so that he can go to jail for a long time. This sounds dangerous. You need any help? Don't worry. I have a plan. Okay, so what happens next is Dan comes over. He makes her dinner once again, and she's suspicious, of course, so she only pretends to eat the food, which I guess Dan doesn't notice that she's pretending to eat. Good sandwich, honey. Babe, I can see that you're not actually holding anything. Yummy sandwich. I made spaghetti. Occasionally what she does is she takes bites and stores them in her cheeks. You know, like a squirrel. So I'm pretty sure now that this is a story about squirrels. So she stores it in her cheeks and then goes to the bathroom and spits it out into a plastic bag. But before she can hide it, Dan walks in. What are you doing? Nothing. Is that your chewed up dinner inside that bag? Eve's heart pounds. She's trapped in this bathroom and Dan knows she's onto him. Gosh, Eve. If you didn't like my cooking, you could have just said so. I think we both know what this is really about, Dan. You're poisoning me. What? Don't play dumb with me. I have blood tests to prove it. Seriously, is this a joke? You put cyanide in my food, Dan. Don't deny it. Dan shakes his head. All that writing has officially made you crazy. Bye, Eve. Good luck with your book. Okay. He like barely tried to deny it and then he just left, but we're still going. Bree, I need your help. Dan knows I'm onto him. Can you come over? I'm scared he'll come back. I'll be right there. 10 minutes later, Bree arrives at Eve's house. She finds Eve in her office bent over her computer. Thought you might need this. She waggles a bottle of wine at Eve. You know me too well. Grab a seat. I'm bringing up the nanny cam footage. Why didn't you call the police? Because without this footage, it's just my word against his. He'll just say I'm poisoning myself, or that someone else did. So I need to find the moment he put the poison in. With that, my blood tests, and the tainted dinner he tried to feed me, I'll have enough evidence to convince any jury that Dan was poisoned. Wow, that's really smart, Eve. So they watched the videos. They watched the whole 2 hours of footage over the bottle of wine, but nothing happens. He doesn't slip anything in her food. He doesn't sneak away. He acts like a totally normal, doting boyfriend. It doesn't make sense. Maybe something tipped him off? That's possible. Maybe he saw your text messages to me. I did leave my Eve's words trail off. She's suddenly very woozy. She can't seem to finish her sentence. Eve looks at her empty glass of wine, the wine that Bree brought for them to share. Except Bree's glass is still full. Did Bree even drink the wine? The puzzle pieces start to click together. You! Poisoned me! Took you long enough to figure it out? It doesn't say slow clap there, but I just feel like her character would in that moment. Why? And this right here, guys, is the twist of the century. In the corner of the office, Eve's printer flares to life. Pages upon pages begin shooting out of the printer. Eve's book. You were right about your book, Eve. Or should I say, about my book. It's going to be the biggest bestseller the world has ever seen! She killed her friend to steal her book and take credit for it. Her friend, who is not an established author, who has never written a successful book in her entire career, she killed her so that she could say that she wrote the book and she's gonna become rich from the book. It's incredible. It's poetic. It's the perfect crime. Steal a book from someone who's never written a successful book and risk going to jail forever by doing so. That's amazing. So I guess the question now is the Hooked app worth $15 a month? No. I will say, going through all the stories, there were a couple good ones, especially the horror stories tend to be a little bit more engaging than any of the others. Actually, the ones with real human voices, voice acting them, those are pretty good. But just like with the story about Trevor, there's only, I think, 3 or 4 of those on the entire app. And that's what they had always used to advertise the Hooked app. They acted like that was the whole app, when, you know, you download it and there's only a couple that are actually like that, and the rest you gotta read and are much more boring. To me, this just seems like a classic case of false app advertising. It's a lot like all those mobile game ads that make it look like it's gonna be some AAA console game for your phone, and then you download it and you realize all they did was animate a fake cutscene to sell the game, but the actual game looks like this. I imagine they're making a decent amount of money. I mean, they already made $5 from me, because I signed up last week and forgot to cancel, just like I said I wouldn't. Maybe throw a little bit less money into all this false advertising and use some of that money to just like hire more voice actors. It couldn't be that expensive to have a few people just go through and actually narrate some of these stories. It's not like they're that long. So just do that. And then it wouldn't be false advertising anymore. It would just be advertising. Final verdict, I give the Hooked app 2 bottles of poison out of 5. Well, with that being said, why don't we hear a word from our sponsor? I'm a hacker, and I'm here to steal your data and eat it. Here I go. Looks tasty. Can't wait to... Hi, I'm a different character. Are you worried about your online security? So was I. So I downloaded ExpressVPN, a service that encrypts my online data so that hackers like that dweeb over there can't get their grubby little fingers on it. Look, it's 2019. You do everything on the internet. You pay your bills online. You shop online. And if you're doing those things on an unsecured network, like say,
a public Wi-Fi, you're at risk of your data being stolen. ExpressVPN makes sure that that doesn't happen by masking your IP address and locking up your data in a tiny little safe that only you know the combination to. And here's the best part, people who live in countries where some content is blocked by certain government regulations. Or if you just really wanted to watch Dark Knight and you were saving it for the right time, but then Netflix took it off for some reason, ExpressVPN will unlock regionally specific content by telling the internet that you're in that specific region. So I told Netflix that I was in France, which I'm not, and they were like, oh, well, in that case, would you like to watch Batman? Or how about other Batman? Or what about Spider-Man? That's right, the one with Tobey Maguire. You can't do that in America. So what are you waiting for?
ExpressVPN is less than $7 a month with a 30-day money-back guarantee, and you can get your first 3 months free by clicking the link in the description.
ExpressVPN.com/Drew to get 3 months free with a 1-year package. ExpressVPN is the fastest VPN. They have servers in 94 different countries, and they have an app for every device, not just your phone and computer. So get back to using the internet the way that you want to use it and be safe and anonymous in the process with ExpressVPN. Well, I guess I'll go flush myself down the toilet.
That's awesome. Thank you so much to ExpressVPN for sponsoring today's video and so many other videos in the past. You guys are the best. Well, as for me, I think I'm gonna get started writing my new book. It's a YA novel about a can of beans that comes to life and